coming into the vertex 3. And similarly for the vertex 4, it is showing only 1 is coming. For the vertex 5, only 1 which is coming from 2. And for the vertex 6, which have 4 and which are coming from the vertex 4, vertex 5 and vertex 2 and vertex 1. So four edges are coming to the vertex 6, and hence it is showing the in degree as 4. Similarly, we can see the out degree also. To calculate out degree, you have to use the function out degree g. Are you getting, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So to calculate the out degree, so we have to use the function out degree. Similarly, we will be using for the same graph g, which we have already plotted. So for that, we will be, the output values which we are getting is, you can see this. So for in degree we got, similarly for out degree, which we got 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 0 as the out degree values. So when you check it with them, you can observe that what are the points which are going away from the vertex. So from the vertex 1, 2 points are going, hence the out degree is 2. Similarly, for the vertex 2, 3 are going out from the point. So the out degree is 3. Similarly, for the vertex 4, vertex 5 and vertex 6, we have, vertex 4, vertex 5 and vertex 3. We are having only 1 as out degree, because from 3 only 1 is going, from 4 only 1, from 5 only 1. And for the 6, nothing is going for the vertex 6. Every point, it has only in degree, but it doesn't have any out degrees. So that is how you will be calculating the in degrees and out degree. So generally degree, we have already discussed that degree means it can be both in degree and out degree. So for that, I have created this one. So this is I created. So when you want, let me say, so there is a point 1 to 2. This is one edge, right? 1, 2 is an edge, for which for in degree of 1 is 0, out degree of in degree of 1 is 0, out degree of 1 is 2. Similarly, in degree of 2 is, what is in degree of 2?
2.
2. And out degree of 2?
3.
How many edges are going? 1, 2,
3.
3.
So the out degree is 3. So when you want to calculate the edge out degree and in degree, so I just created one node kind of a thing. Like I created one edge. I called it as node ID. I have given that name. So the ID, the node which I created is for 1 and 2, vertex 1 and vertex 2. So vertex 1 and vertex 2, if I write like this, means it is the edge between vertex 1 and vertex 2. For that, I am creating the in degrees and out degree. So you can see this. So when I created same in degree and out degree, so for that, I have used value of in degree of OP. I just given a random name, whatever name you want to give, you can give. So similarly, out degree underscore OP, which I have given. So for what I am calculating in degree and out degree, for the graph, from the graph G to the edge 1, 2, I want to find out what is the in degree and what is out degree. So here, this is where I found. So for that, in degree for the edge 1, 2. So you can see in degree of the edge 1, 2 is in degree of 1 from the graph G.
0.
So in degree is 0. Similarly, for the in degree of 2 is 2, which is because edge is coming from this and this. So I have given in degrees for the particular point. For the 1 and 2, it is 0 and 2. Similarly, for the out degree, it is which is getting as 2 and 3. You can see this. So out degree for 1 and 2. So out it is going 2.2 nodes are going from the point 1. So 2 is this one, sorry, this one. And for the vertex 2, for the vertex 2, the out degree is, which is going towards 4, 5 and 6. So the out degree which are getting is 3. So similarly, for whatever vertex you want, you can change these values. I have taken just one edge which is from 1 to 2. So here 1 to 2 is one edge. You can count, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 edges are there in this graph. Is it? Or anything much more or less are there? Can somebody count how many edges are there in this? Hello?
8 edges.
There are 8 edges in this graph, right? So we will be, yeah. So that's what happening here. So there are 8 edges in this. So see, I have just calculated for one edge, which is from 1 to 2. So you can similarly you can change the edge here. This is the code for which you can change whatever edge you want to calculate, and you can replicate the code. You will be getting those things. So this is just one more thing. And the last thing is, so when you want to write both in degree and out degree together, I just created one more variable DEG by name. So in that I have given those variables which I have already calculated before. In degree I have already calculated here also. Out degree I have calculated from this. So I have given those two things. So we got it in the form of a matrix, which whatever having as in degree and out degree. Any doubt till now? Hello?
No, sir.
So you people are clear with this topic? If you are clear means I can go a little further. Because you people only have to do the coding part of this. I'm just showing how it can be done.
सर ये तो डायरेक्टेड ग्राफ की हो गया, अगर इनडायरेक्टेड ग्राफ अनडायरेक्टेड ग्राफ की होगा तो
I think it was you have just for the directed things only you are in this, because here also, which is directed graph, it is you for your question. Can you see this?
yes.
Yeah, for your practical purpose, it is only there for the directed graph. So when the concept of in degree, out degree comes, itself says it is a directed graph, right? If it is not directed, means there is no concept of in degree or out degree.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If it is saying to calculate in degree, out degree, means it has to be directed, or else the concept of in degree and out degree doesn't even make sense if it is not directed. Okay, and as I have already told that isomorphism is something that we should have to take care of 4 things. The first, can somebody make me remember what are the 4 things we should be consider when it comes to isomorphism between graphs?
Equal edges and equal vertices.
Vertices and
Sum of the
Yeah, same degree sequence and same number of circuits of a particular length. These are the 4 things: equal number of vertices, equal number of edges, same degree sequence, and same number of circuits of a particular length. If all these 4 properties are satisfied between 2 graphs, means you can say those two graphs are isomorphic, or graph 1 is isomorphic to graph 2. So similarly, I have created two target and it is towards that. So these are the two source and the target things. So which has S as a source vertices and T is a target one. So G1 is one graph which I am creating. And further, there is another way also. I directly gave here. Here I have created a list of the vertices. Here I just gave that list directly in the graph itself. So by seeing this, so this is one part. So one graph is created. So G1 is a graph and G2 is a graph of source 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 4, and the target vertex are 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2. So these are the source and targets of the two graphs G1 and G2. As I have already told, isomorphism arises only when we are comparing two graphs. So here we are having graph 1 and graph 2. And now I'm just plotting those graphs. So what this subplot means, we are dividing the output function into two parts, which is one output window into two equal parts. The second value, the second parameter in this subplot says, and this one says that it is just coming after graph 2, right? So graph 2, it is coming means the graph 2 has to be plotted in the first half and graph 1 has to be plotted similarly in the second half, and plot graph 2. Once you see the output, you can observe what is happening. So this is the output of those things. Are you able to see this figure?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let me make it little under. So this is graph 2 and this is graph 1. So since I have plotted graph 1 here, so first you can see that source 1 is going to 2. So from 1 it is going to 2. Similarly, in the graph 2 also there is a vertex of source of 3, 3, 3. From 3 it is going to 1, 4, 2. So from 3 it is going to 1, 2 and 4. So 3 is connected to 1, 3 is connected to 4 and 3 is connected to 2. Similarly, the 2 is connected to 3 and 1 is connected to 2. So 1 is connected to 2, and in the same way 4 is connected to 2. 4 is also connected to 2, means that is there is an edge between 4 and 2. All these things it has connected. And similarly from the graph 1, it says that 1 is connected to 2 and 1 is connected to 2 and 1 is also connected to 3. Since 1 is also connected to 3 and 1 is also connected to 4. So 1 is also connected to 4. And again 2 is connected to 4. From 2 there is an edge to the 4. And from 3 there is an edge to 4. So 3 there is an edge to 4 which is directed towards 4. So this is how these two have came. And now when we are saying that we have plotted these two graphs, so after that we will be showing this is the method which we will be using, is isomorphism, which when you are doing this problem, when you are coding the code, this is the method you have to use, is isomorphism. So I have created two graphs G1 and G2. So these we have already plotted. So the P is the variable which I have created. So these are the two. Is isomorphism is the method which I use. So for that it will be shows that the output is this one which I am getting down. So can see is isomorphism. You got 2, 4, 1, 3 is the output. That means 2 is the vertex which is isomorphic to 1. 4 is the where is it has gone? Okay, so this is, let me run it again. And 2 of the graph 1, which is connected to 1, because this is the graph of 2, right? So 2 is connected to 1, is isomorphic to 1. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 will come here, and the output of those have come in this. So 2 is connected to 1 similarly, and again 2 has connected to 1, and 4 is connected to 3, 4 is connected to 3. That is how this comes isomorphism. And when you have more let me change this. So when you have two graphs of more vertices, so this is how those two graphs have come. So I created one graph by this vertices, in which these are the source vertex and these are the target vertexes. So I run this. I got these plots. So how those I got those means. So once I run the first one, in which graph 1 you can. So from here you can see that first from 1 there is connectivity to 2, and 1 is connected to 4, and 1 is connected to 5. So 1 is connected to 2, 4 and 5. So that is this is graph 1 which is come in the second part, and graph 2 which has come in the first part. So in that also A is connected. There are 3 A's which are connected to G, H, I. So A is connected to G, A is connected to H, A is connected to I. That means there is edge between AG, AH and AI. That's how it has come. And I have used the subplot function. That means I am dividing the output screen into 2 parts, and among those I am printing the graph 2 on the first and the graph 2 on the second half. So these are the things. Is isomorphism is the function which I have using between 2 graphs. It is saying let me run this again. So it is saying that A is connected to 1, and B is isomorphic to 2, and here it is 4. That is C is isomorphic to 4. C is isomorphic to 4, and similarly this point 5 which has come in the fourth. D is isomorphic to 5. So these are in this way you can see these things. So I will share these .m files. By using this thing, you people have to create your own things. Any doubt?
ये p की वैल्यू वाला नहीं समझ में आ रहा है.
Sorry, p value. P, it is just I am creating the one variable which will says whether the two graphs are isomorphic or not. If it is isomorphic, it will say. So graph 2, I am writing graph 2 first here. Let me change their positions. Now here you can see the difference here, 1, 2, 5, 3, it is changed. When I am just changing those things, here the p value also changes. You can observe that. You will see. So here 1, 2, 4, 5 is come this time. 4, 5, 3, which is 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 7, 6, 8. But when you change the positions, means you are just checking graph 1 is isomorphic to graph 2 and graph 2 is isomorphic to graph 1. That means it will, the values of the vertices is also changing. 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 7, 6, 8. When in this way we got this, that means it is saying that graph 1 here, 1.1 is isomorphic to A. So similarly, B is isomorphic to 2. And C is isomorphic. Isomorphic means it has equal things. It's the same vertices kind of a thing. When you are isomorphism can happen between two edges and two graphs also. So when you are talking about a particular point, it is saying which point is isomorphic to which point. So here first we got A1 means A is isomorphic. The point A resembles 1 in this graph. And point B resembles 2 in this graph. Point C resembles 5 in this graph. That means it is similar to the point. Point C is exactly similar to point 5. Now are you able to make any sense?
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, it is just, you are just finding out what is the point in graph 1 which can resemble the point in graph 2. In that way, it is just we are creating in this one. So that is how you will be creating this isomorphic or not. You will be checking these things. And that has came. So we will now, I'll just say how to create the adjacency matrix, the 11th question of that. So when you have vertex pair associated to the edge of a graph, so how you will be constructing an adjacency matrix for a graph. So to create adjacency matrix for a graph, same thing, you should have first of all you should have a graph. It is very simple code. Similarly, you have a source which is 1, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, and you have a target vertex also 2, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you create this thing, you got this one. You can see this is the graph which we got for that we have a point source. So I think you people know how to create adjacency matrix? Hello? Hello class? Anybody there?
Kindly respond, students. What he is asking. Prakhar, Roshan, Saurabh.
Yes, ma'am.
समझ आ रहा है तो बोलो, नहीं आ रहा है तो बोलो.
Yes, ma'am, आ रहा है मैम, आ रहा है.
तो बोलो ना, वो पूछ रहा है. अगर देखो लैंग्वेज प्रॉब्लम है तो वो धीरे धीरे बता देगा, बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स, है ना.
नहीं मैम, वो टैब चेंज कर रहे थे इसलिए मैम, क्योंकि मैटलैब चल रहा है तो इसलिए मैम देर से रिस्पॉन्स किया.
ओके.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. So here this graph is created from the source and target values. So the source values is there is a edge between 1 to 2. Similarly, there is edge between 1 to 2. All these things I have already discussed. So how to create a adjacency matrix? So to create adjacency matrix, we should know first of all how many vertices are there in that graph. As you can see, there are how many vertices are there in this?
7.
Yeah, there are 7 vertex in this graph. So for this graph, when you want to create an adjacency matrix, means you should be creating a matrix of 7 by 7. That means 7 rows and 7 columns. So for you will be creating a 7 by 7 matrix, which is adjacency matrix of this graph. So in that, how you will be filling the values means if there is a loop between, self loop. If there is a self loop of any value, then at that time self loop means there as you notice here, there is nothing same in the source and the target. Let me change this one here. I'll add one more, one here and one here. That means from 1 there is edge which is going to 2, and from 1 there is edge which is going to 1 itself. When I run it again, you can see that here there is a loop which is a circle which has came at the point 1. Are you people able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is why it has come means there is a self loop, means that is the from the source and the target values both are same. When the source and target values both are same, it becomes a loop there. So that's how the loop has created here. From 1, an edge is going to 1 itself. So this is a loop one. So when you are filling, so as I said, it is a 7 by 7. Let it be. If there are n vertex in the graph, you will be getting n cross n. That means you will be getting a square matrix as an adjacency matrix. In that, if there is a loop to any vertex, you will be filling the diagonal elements as 1 there. If there is a self loop. So if there is no self loop means you can say there will be 0. Similarly, if there is an edge between, you can see there is edge between 1 and 3. It is there now.
Yeah.
So you will be filling in place of 1, 3. In the first row, third column, 1, 3, you will be filling as 1 there. So if as you can see, there is no edge between 1 and 5. So if there is no edge between 2 points, you will be filling 0 there. If there is edge between any 2 vertex, you will be filling 1 in that adjacency matrix. So for that, you will be using the function adjacency, and you will be using the graph which you have created. So So when I run the code, it is showing that you people are able to see this now. 1 cross 1, 1, you have value 1 here. That means there is a self loop between this. It is only showing whatever the edges which you are having in the graph. There is no edge between 1 and 5, but there is no value in here also. The ordered pair which is showing here, there is nothing here. So similarly, how many edges you have? How many edges are there in this graph? Can somebody tell me?
8.
Yeah, so when there are 8 edges in this, you will be getting 8 values, and all those 8 values as 1. So hence you are getting this values 1 here. So there is a edge between 2 and 5. So here 2 and 5, you got 1. And this is 1 and 3. So 1 and 3, you got 1. But as I said, adjacency, it is a matrix. So matrix means you have to get those things in n cross n form. Since there are 8 edges and there are 7 vertex in this, that means you have to get 7 cross 7 matrix, but you didn't get that one here. You are only getting the values which have only one. There are only edge. So to get the complete matrix, I'm just creating one more variable called one more matrix as a B, and I just use the function full. Means whatever the missing values which are there in A, means A adjacency matrix is in this A doesn't showing the 0 values. That means there is no edge between 1 and 5, but it is not showing. It is only showing whichever are having edges among them. So hence, if I run this code again, then you people can see this. So this is the output matrix of that. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns and 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So hence it is a 7-point vertex graph. So you got a 7 by 7 matrix. So here you can see that there is a loop at 1 cross 1, it is going to itself. So hence the first value says first row and first column. It is not indexed here, but first here you got the value 1. That means 1, 1 is 1. And as you see here, 1, 1, the value is 1. So that first value has come here. Similarly, 1, 2, 1 is there because there is an... Somebody ask something?
यस सर. सर ये जो आपने ग्राफ बनाया है वो मेरे में मतलब नहीं बन रहा है. मेरे में फर्स्ट पहले वाला आपका बन रहा है.
पहले you just cancel that and again run the code. मतलब ये ग्राफ आप बना है ना, इसको एग्जिट कर दो और फिर से रन करो एक बार.
ओके सर.
Because sometimes whatever the graph which has already previously plotted only shows after you run the code also.
बट सर फर्दर वही ग्राफ बन रहा है.
I think you just cancel. It will come actually for V1. Let me show again. See, it is changed.
यस सर, यही वाला. That's
yeah. You got this one. I have done that in front of you only. Na? Let me create one more self loop in this. 2, 2 I created. So I have run this. So it directly showing there itself. I think there is some technical issue at your thing, but it will run actually. Maybe when you run it next time, it will again run.
Okay, sir.
So this is how the things have done. So the edge also changes. So this is how you will be creating a matrix, adjacency matrix for the given graph.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's some technical. It will take little more time, or you need to cancel it again and run. So that's, I think, and the rest, everything, you people have an idea how to do. Still any doubts in this graph theory? Or you need any explanation about any question among these?
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, in connected graph, we use the function CON and COMP. So the output which gives the numbers. So I'm not really knowing that what these numbers actually represent.
Where?
Sir, in a connected graph, we use the function CON and COMP.
CON and COMP.
Sir, not in this.
Okay, connected one, which was
sir,
the question number?
Sir, I really don't know the use of that function, connected function, okay. Because the output gives the numbers and I'm not really knowing what they actually represent. So it is not related to not the part of the question, sir, I think. So I have just randomly asked.
Yeah, okay. You better post that in the group. I'll see and I'll respond it to that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, for anything else in the graph theory questions?
Sir, for checking two graph isomorphic or not, same number.
Sorry, come again.
Sir, for checking two graph isomorphic or not, how check same number of circuits?
Yeah, actually it will automatically shows to check circuit. I have that circuit is not, let me show the output of it. So isomorphism means if it is isomorphic only, it will show. Circuit means, for example, you can see this. There is a circuit between, sorry, I have to run the code now. So circuit means it has to, generally, do you know what exactly circuit is?
Sir, circuit paths are indoor.
Yeah, it is a closed path.
Yes, sir.
Means it has to be closed. Let me see. So is this a closed path and which you going from 1 to 4? You are starting at 1, going to 2 and going to 4 and 4 to 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Means
Sir, in
very,
other examples, sir.
yeah, this is example. So it will the method which is isomorphism, this is a predefined function in MATLAB. It by default checks all the 4 aspects of the isomorphic thing, and if at all those are satisfied, then only it gives the output.
Okay, sir.
So there is, here you can see the same thing between 1, 2 and 3 in this graph. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, it's 2, 3, 4. So it is starting from 2 to you are going to 3 to you are going to 4, and 4 again it is going to 1. So whatever the circuit which is formed between 1, 4 and 2 in this graph is similar to the circuit which is formed between 2, 3 and 4 in the second graph. By default, the method which we are using, it checks all the properties, all the 4 properties. After checking the properties, if all the properties are satisfied, then only it gives the output. Anything else? Any questions?
I had sent it in the group.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. I'll respond to that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if at all there are no questions, means I'll stop the class here. And if I'm not wrong, then the graph theory part of the practical things are completed. And if at all you need any again doubt clearing session about these things, you can post in the group. We can discuss there itself. And if you need a particular class also, it will be done on particular topic, whatever the problem which you are unable to solve. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and one more thing I would like to ask is how many of you are familiar with Python? Because this TOC will be little better to do in Python. TOC practicals, which whatever are there, it will be convenient in Python programming language other than this MATLAB. So I just want to know if at all anybody have any issues in doing Python, or we will be try to do in MATLAB only. Because MATLAB doesn't by TOC kind, it will be better. It will be more convenient to do in Python.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who have problem to work with Python? If I'm not getting any response, means everybody are comfortable in working with Python. Is that so?
Sir, for Python, we have to tell basic things and
basic things in
मतलब
what?
सर ग्राफ थ्योरी से रिलेटेड कुछ बताना पड़ेगा सर. हम लोग मैथलैब में अब तक करते आए हैं, इसलिए सर इसमें कंफर्टेबल है.
ग्राफ थ्योरी से रिलेटेड बताना पड़ेगा पाइथन में. That's what you are saying.
Yes, sir.
There is nothing in common between graph theory and TOC. Yes, there is a common thing, but you can easily cope up other than also. Okay, let me try. I'll check into it. And when the next class of ours will be happening tomorrow?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ बेटी
Ma'am, is it possible for me to take class on Saturday, because I need to go to the IMS also for my research work.
कल you want to go to for tomorrow only, no?
Yeah, tomorrow, and I'll be going for there, ma'am. So is it possible to take me on Saturday or Friday?
ठीक है, ये लोग अवेलेबल हैं, आप लोग अवेलेबल हो ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What timing?
Afternoon है.
उन्होंने तुम्हारे लैब के लिए भी टाइमिंग है ना? सुबह में फ्री रहते हो ना तुम लोग? 10 o'clock.
Yes.
तो ले लो बेटी, 10 o'clock ले लेना.
Okay, Saturday 10 o'clock, is it okay, ma'am?
Friday ले लो.
Okay, Friday 10 o'clock, that's fine, ma'am.
ठीक है, चलो.
Okay.
Gaius and numerical analysis class.
Sorry.
Our
Gaius and
class
numerical
schedule Friday, Saturday, 11 to 12 p.m. numerical analysis.
Acha, 11 to 12 you have class on Friday and Saturday.
Yes, sir. Numerical methods.
Numerical method.
तो
What about
11 to 12 है ना? 10 to 11 ले लेगा लैब वो.
Okay, ma'am.
मैम थ्योरी ऑफ कंप्यूटेशन की क्लास
Yes,
भी
sir.
लगती है.
Class 9 to 10.
तो 2 से 3 ले लो, 3 से 4 ले लो. ठीक है.
Okay, that means Friday 3
10
o'clock.
से 11 खाई है मैम, 10 से 11 नहीं है कोई क्लास.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम 10 to 11 फ्री है ना?
10 to
TOC
11.
क्लास 9 to 10 है.
10 to 11 मैम.
10 to 11 कर लो फिर. ठीक है, फाइनल. अब बच्चे बोल रहे हैं कि भाई 9 से 10 हम बिजी हैं, फिर 11 से 12 बिजी हैं. तो अगर कंटिन्यूअस लग रहा है तो देख लो, अदरवाइज 3 to 4 ले लो.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
say, students?
मैम 10 to 11 ही कर दीजिए.
10 to 11, ma'am.
10 to 11.
11 ले लो.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
ठीक.
So we'll be again meeting on Friday at 10 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Good day.
Thank you, sir.